Welcome to the RCAD Ramblecast. My name is Jack,
And my name is Matt.
and we're waiting for Chris. He's doing something. He's doing something.
He's doing something. He's
Yeah,
putting the banana in the corner.
Yeah, he is. He's putting banana in the corner. He's putting the banana somewhere, I think, right? He's taking a banana, or I don't know what you would call it. Anyway, he's not here as of now.
He will be joining us though. If you
Yes.
tuned in, you're not getting just another Jack with some other rando.
Yeah. I think it's Matt with some other rando because it was Nick by himself is what they had said, which makes you feel good about yourself.
Oh, so the show that you did with Nick, you're saying?
Yeah, I did with Nick.
Really,
it was just Nick. They said, and not me.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. I can take it. I don't care.
Well, he's got a lot to say, and he needs to be heard.
He needs to be heard. He's if you're wondering where he is, John, the retired guy. No, Nick,
not.
crap.
I was not.
He was not what?
I was not wondering.
You're not wondering.
Yeah, I'm good. So
I'm talking to the 6 people listening right now.
Okay, well, one of them can leave because Nick's not going to be here. So
there you go.
I had thought, like, what if we just had our own side verses without Nick? Like, since he's away, like we just have a. But I got nowhere with that in my mind.
Just to piss him off.
I just.
I don't think you get mad. I don't think you get mad, do you?
No. It'd get under his skin a little bit. He'd call it unofficial. Like that's like.
I think it would have to be something about knocking the South.
Mm-hmm. What's your least favorite?
What's your favorite Civil War general? And it'll be all 3 people from the North.
Well, I like generals that win.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
Yeah, he would have a retort for that. So I'm just imagining like he's just writing this stuff down. Like, okay, I need to respond to that.
That. Yes, we did have a fun anniversary. Yes, we did. We took the whole family. We took the whole family to Angus Barn.
Okay.
Yes, that was a grand time. But I've noticed about Angus Barn, when you go in a big group, the meal doesn't seem as good. I mean, it's still good.
Yeah.
But it's the one restaurant where you go, okay, this is going to be a great meal.
Right.
And I got the T-bone steak, which I normally don't get. And I was like, okay, this is good. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
So, I spilled my expensive drink.
Ooh.
I ordered a double rum and Coke, and they're not cheap. And I had it sitting in front of me, and my daughter said something. I went, what? I moved my hand all across. And the funny thing is, I'm sitting next to Alex, who's 6, and my other grandson, Ashton, who's not 2 yet, and who spills the drink? The old man. And so one of my son-in-laws was sitting across from me. We're trying to dry it up with these napkins. It's not working. And I finally, my son-in-law goes, I have to use the rest. He had to take another grandson, to the bathroom. So I said, I'll clean it up. Don't worry. And I looked, there was a guy folding napkins, and I saw new tablecloths because our table was like an add-on table.
Yeah.
So I switched everything around, came back, I got it dry. Crash, my wife goes, he's kidding. He had the guy put a new tablecloth on. I go, why have I put up with you for 35 years? Come on now.
You know the one that I get, Jack, it just cuts me to the core, is your dad thinks he's funny. That's the one that I get a lot. I get that a lot. Your dad thinks he's funny. And I'm like, well, I know that I'm funny. You just don't see the beauty in what I do. I can't help it
if you don't. I get the thing. It's like Jay will say, oh, old jokes.
Well,
I'm old. What life experiences do I have now? I have taught every grandkid that farting is funny.
Oh, okay.
That farting is funny, and no one has taken it more to heart than my granddaughter. She loves to fart on people.
Oh,
she loves to walk in front of you and fart in your face. She holds her farts for her parents and then farts on them. Then she brags about it. I forgot to tell the story last week. Last week we're at her house, and I'm disgruntled. Evening. I thought there were more hosts on the show. Yeah, one is taking a dump. Let me just put it out there.
Okay.
He just got home taking
a dump. There's a dump truck
on
that's
vacation.
Coming. Yeah.
So anyway,
vacation called work.
Yeah. So we're at my daughter's house. We're watching the grandkids there because they got to pick them up from work. It's a long story. Anyway, she goes, "Papa, come up here. Come up here." She goes, she's at the top stairs. I just farted, and she's waving her hand, by her butt down the stairs. She goes, "It smells like cake, doesn't it?" I think that's the title of the episode. I know Chris
smells like cake.
Smells like cake, but I was like,
yeah,
and my wife goes, "You must be so proud." I go, "Well, you're laughing. You think it's funny." She goes, "Oh, the things you the things you teach people." Sherry says, "What is my favorite meal at Angus Barn?" Anything that's steak wise. I think it's
anything that has 4 legs, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So you're not going there to get chicken.
Anything that has parents. That's a good meal. But but the service there is outstanding. I mean, it's just if you're ever in Raleigh, go to Angus Barn. You will not be disappointed. I saw Alex eat about 30 Ritz crackers, and then they have like pickles and olives and all these different things in there and celery. And I go, "Did you just eat the only pickle?" And he goes, looks at me. He goes, and he had eaten most of the pickle. I was just giving him a hard time. He goes, "Here, Papa, you can have the rest." It's like a bite style. I go, "And you chewed on both sides. You left me nothing here, kid." He goes, "What?" And I go, "All right, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna eat." So I ate the pickle, even though he had chewed all over it. So
I keep trying to see the top of the banana behind you in this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. It's kind of got a unique topper, and it's got a brown bottom, which is
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah,
I didn't even notice that.
There's a little. It's got its own little anus barn.
So basically, the baby shit herself when she had to do that.
Pretty much. So I don't have the arms yet, but working on the banana though. So
all right. It wasn't just. I didn't just pick any banana.
Yeah.
It looks good.
It's not quite there. I got the top part a little off there, but anyway, smells like cake. Kind of like smells like Teen Spirit.
Maybe it was 45 Ritz crackers. He just kept eating Ritz crackers. They serve this. They have like a American cheese. I think it's cheddar cheese, and then I don't know what the white cheese is, but it's
mozzarella.
No, it's not mozzarella.
Queso.
No, it's not queso. Maybe Sharp. No, Sharp is orange. Whatever.
Well, they have a Sharp that's white. There's a white Sharp. Yeah, there's white Sharp cheddar, and then there's.
And they have these crackers that are just amazing. And I couldn't because both grandsons between me were eating all the crackers.
Yeah.
And the one was going, "Ah!" I go, "I don't understand what that means." Ah!
What a way to celebrate your 35th by being surrounded by your grandchildren.
It was a lot of fun. It was it was a 3 hour. We were there for 3 hours, and the grandkids, not one of them acted up because you could hear other kids in the thing going screaming and running around. That's how well behaved these kids were. Not one peep. I mean, and some lady took them on a tour.
Mm-hmm.
Alex didn't want to go, and the 2 youngest ones obviously couldn't go. And they got to see The Office. And I said, "Oh, that's pretty cool. Which episode did you see?" Because you wouldn't want to see Scott's tots because you come back all depressed.
Or the British Office.
The British Office, yes, because then they're like going.
It's very dry.
Because they were speaking a foreign language. We couldn't understand them.
I had to have the subtitles on.
Yeah, which I have to do all the time. Well trained by Papa. I don't know about that because I get blamed every time there's a problem. I get blamed. Oh, they learned that from you, which is again like the farting.
Okay, but here's the trade-off. They're getting childcare for free, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so back off.
So, it's like you take the good, you take the
bad.
There you have
I've said that many times. I go,
Jacks of life. The Jacks of life.
I've said that many times. If you can find a better daycare at a better price, I will have no problem putting out of business on my front door.
Hey,
no problem.
Yeah, out of business. Sorry, I just was, I want to talk TV, but I'm trying to wait to find out.
Yeah, that's why I'm stalling.
I'm trying to find out where I want to find out where Chris is in the Breaking Bad or the Better Call Saul.
I'm on episode 5 of the final season.
Okay, I'm actually ahead of you now.
Oh, are you?
So yeah.
Well, it's not my fault. My wife's been watching The Crown rewatch. It's on Netflix.
Oh, and you got to battle for the Netflix.
Got it. And so I'll say, I go, wait,
are you watching? So does that mean that you moved forward with the Orville then? Well, she's watching.
I did, but I also started watching For All Mankind. I started watching. I only saw the first episode of that, and last night I stayed up. I made a decision. I figured, okay, I'm only going to have one kid tomorrow, so I can take a nap. So I stayed up and watched 2 episodes.
I thought you were going to say, I'm going to take an edible.
Take an edible. Well, yeah,
I only have one kid tomorrow, so I'm going to take an edible.
Yeah, well, what happened was I was thinking, okay, I only got one kid. I can take a nap. And then, so I stayed up because we recorded Survivor last night. Survivor's back, and we didn't finish till after 11. So I said, I'm gonna watch an episode of Better Call Saul. Then I watched another episode of Better Call Saul. Then I started another episode. So I said, okay, I got to go to sleep.
Yeah, that's where I was last night. I was like,
sleep.
It was midnight, and I was like, starting another episode. And Chris, you haven't missed much. We just started the very tip of our TV talk. Just the tip.
Just a tip.
We think the title. This is it. We think the title might be "It Smells Like Cake,"
which is a reference to Jack's granddaughter's farts.
Yeah.
So
yeah. She said.
Hey, I know you got a mouthful of food right now, but
I've taught
like cake.
That's the one thing I've passed on to my grandkids, that farting can be funny. I told this earlier, and so she's the best at it. She's taken it to the next level, where the other grandkids, they do it, but it's not like like a big deal to them. It's a big deal to her. She likes to hold her farts.
I need to introduce you. I need to introduce you to a game that you can play with them.
Oh yeah,
it's called Guess My Fart. It's really fucking funny, right? I encourage you to do it with your significant others as well. Well, you get them to guess what the sound of your fart is going to be.
Oh, the sound of your fart or the smell?
Wow. I was going for smell.
Yeah.
No. Guess My Fart is the sound. What's the sound of the fart going to be?
It's like squeaky.
And then you let it rip and then see how close they are to getting it. And it's always laughter ensues.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Guess My Fart.
Yeah. John, the retired guy, says Chris is here and he's empty.
What do you mean he's empty?
You're damn right I am. Jesus Christmas.
We had to finally. I think Matt was it you, Matt, or did I say what he was actually a wet or dry fart?
Sorry for me being crude and eating, but I literally just walked in the door of my house like minutes ago.
Right. Go ahead.
And I had to take a huge dump. I did that, which sounds like you guys already told them about.
We had to tell them something because people were going, "Where's Chris? Where's Chris? Where's Chris?"
They were like,
"Where's
fuck
Chris?"
These two guys. We don't want another episode where it's just two guys.
Well, some guy said, "I am disgruntled." Said, "This is what he said, Chris. Evening. I thought there were more hosts on the show."
Oh yeah,
yeah. So
keep being disgruntled because the longer you listen, the less of us there will be. And
John, the retired guy, says the good ones are off disgruntled.
Just Nick is gone. Is he gone for 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
I think so.
He might be. He might be back next week. So I just
we don't know.
Recap really real fast with my granddaughter. We're at she's at the top of the stairs and she goes, "Papa, Papa, Papa, come here." And I go up there. She goes, "I farted," and she's waving her hand down from the top of the stairs to the bottom. She goes, "It smells like cake." So I go, I
doubt it.
I said I started laughing. I mean, I'm just rolling. And so he goes, "See what you taught them?" But then I go, "But you're laughing. you're laughing.
You're laughing too.
Yeah. So anyway, that's how we got the title.
The universe made farts for humor.
It's funny. I mean, I watch videos of people doing fake farts, like in Walmart and stuff like that. And the reaction of people, I know they're fake,
right?
But I laugh every fucking time.
Like if you don't either internally or externally laugh at every single fart, you're inhuman. Like, and if you're saying you don't think the farts are funny, then you're a fucking liar. Like, because farts are funny. There's no way around it. Farts are really funny.
This was when I was younger, like in my teens. Our house dog.
You don't fart anymore?
No. I'm just let me finish what I'm fucking saying. Our family dog, when I was in high school, if you made a fake fart noise, it would get really self-conscious and sniff itself. Like we traumatized that dog. It's just like you just make a fart. It's like, what was that me? And sniff around.
The dog's like,
damn it.
Smell like me. Would you ever see the movie 10?
No.
No?
Bo Derek?
Yeah.
Nope. Never saw it.
That is a perfect banana. Wait, Chris has seen 10? And Matt, you haven't?
I have not seen 10.
You gotta. I don't know if it holds up. I haven't seen it in a while.
No,
but
it was like the closest thing like softcore porn I used to have as a kid.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, because USA Up All Night on the beach.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun,
that would have been the only time that I would have seen it. USA Up All Night.
Well, there's the
softcore porn of cable in the 90s.
No squiggly lines either.
No, you didn't have to. Yeah, that was. I recommend it if you haven't seen it.
Late 80s.
It's funny, but Dudley Moore, who was hilarious, he's at this priest house or something, and this old lady is serving tea, and she's walking really slow, and she's tumbling over the teas and stuff like that, and they're talking, and then she just lets out this fart, and the dog just takes off running. And the priest says, "Oh, and such farts, we beat the dog." So that's when the dog when they fart. When the old lady farts. So, but again, it's a fart scene, so it's funny.
Well, I'm glad we covered all bases there.
Well, because when you get older, you guys, I don't know if you're there yet. Is sometimes the farts they just happen. You're like, also,
you go, and sometimes you think, hey, this one's going to be a silent one.
Oh yeah,
not. And then it's not. And then you're like,
or when you push it out and it's like you feel it as like 30 degrees warmer than the air around you, and you're like, oh, that one's gonna be sour. That happened to me upstairs before I was throwing some stuff in the air fryer to reheat, and I was like, oh boy, and my daughter is like, you are disgusting, Dad.
By the way.
You are gross.
By the way, you just mentioned something there. Air fryer for reheating food is where it's at.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's better than microwave.
We've taken fries home before, and fries were always like, why even mess with fries? But you can't do it for long, or else you'll char them.
They get all burnt on the
What you can do is you can preheat the air fryer. Mm-hmm. Most air fryers you don't have to, but if you do it this way, like let's say it's French fries or slice of pizza, like I just had. You preheat it, like you let the air fryer run, it gets hot. Mm-hmm. You put the stuff in the microwave for like a third to a half of what you normally would put it in there for, and then you finish it in the air fryer.
I think they just have like a temperature gun,
a fart thermometer.
Yeah,
you just
be a great invention. I think so.
Yeah.
I'm disgruntled. Well, he's still here. I'm disgruntled.
Yeah, well,
you lose him or her.
What I used to do is because I don't like cold pizza, so I used to put it in the toaster oven.
Same idea. I mean, the toaster oven is a
fryer.
Some people go, "Why don't you just put it in the microwave?" Because it gets all soggy.
Yeah.
You can't. You can't.
One thing with fries, if you ever want to resurrect fries, is putting a little bit of truffle oil, on top of like some, Parmesan cheese. Boom, you've basically made a new resurrected those fries.
I'm gonna have to try that because that's
truffle oil is great.
Oh man.
Yeah. I love truffle fries. If there's ever truffle fries on a menu, they're ordered.
Yes,
hands down.
Yep.
Speaking of menu,
I don't think I've had truffle fries.
Really?
Yeah.
It's next level.
So there's two different types of truffle fries. There's fake truffle fries and real truffle fries. Like people, it depends on where you go. Like some restaurants will use like a seasoning that's like a truffle seasoning, which is good, but it's nowhere near as good as like French fries that are like tossed in oil. Yeah. Like it's really good.
The truffle oil is where it's at, and you can buy it at your local grocery store, like for usually like $9 or $10. You know, you can buy a bottle.
Really,
keep it around.
I'll keep an eye out.
There's two different kinds too. There's white truffle, and then there's like black truffle. So
okay, so wait, hold on. Am I making a statement if I buy a certain oil? I mean, am I going to be?
It's just
labeled?
A color. It's not a race.
If you like,
I'm not going to be
it's
canceled.
Just a color, not a race.
Okay.
If you like,
I'm not going to get up there. Someone's not going to go, "What was wrong with the black truffle oil?" You know.
There is like the truffle seasoning. There's something I've been a fan of for a long time, and I used to buy it directly, but now they're becoming much more accessible. I even think some fast food restaurants, like maybe even Taco Bell, I think I saw that might be put on the menu, but truff sauce. If you ever see the advertisements for it, it's really good. So you can get
guys are making me hungry.
Hot sauce, and they infuse it with truffle oil.
A lot of times, like
really good sauce.
Isn't aioli? Doesn't that usually have
like garlic aioli? Yeah, garlic aioli is typically.
Sometimes, I guess garlic aioli, is mayonnaise, but I thought aioli had for some reason it.
I need to get. Maybe I'm just thinking. I didn't know what you guys are talking about.
Maybe it's just the fact that the times that I get truffle fries at this restaurant, we use aioli sauce. So maybe I'm thinking of two different things. So
the problem is that truffles are expensive. Like they're not they're expensive to get, and
they're shrooms, man.
I'm poor,
and then to get them then refined into a sauce is like it's which is why most restaurants don't actually have real truffle stuff. They've got like the fake truffle shit. But either way, it tastes good. But if you get the one that has real truffle oil, it's really good.
So you want the real truffle?
Yeah.
And I'm just saying that for your kitchen cabinet, of seasoning, you get a bottle of truffle oil at the grocery store. So
can you put truffle salt too? You can use truffle. Look, there's truffle. Can you put it on? And it's just not just fries. Can you put it on?
Put that shit on everything.
Yeah, you could put it on other stuff too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean it's not a cooking oil though.
Okay.
No. So it's not something that you cook with. It's just
oil.
It's exactly
a seasoning. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm gonna next time I'm out shopping, I'm looking for.
I'm adding that to see. We had fart talk. We had truffle talk. You see the other podcaster who takes notes isn't here, so
that's right. I got to remember too to have 2 commercial breaks. I got called out last time.
Okay, well let's pull this puppy over. Let's pull this puppy over.
So speaking of menu items,
no, let's take that commercial break.
We're gonna take a commercial break.
Yeah, let's do it right now. Okay.
So speaking of menu items, this past weekend I took my annual trip that my wife and I take, which we didn't take last year. So much for annual. But no, we went to Disney last year instead. But we have like our traditional trip up to Portland, Maine, for the weekend.
I saw
that. You did? Did I post it?
No.
Did she post it? I don't know. I'm not on Facebook anymore, so I don't know if it gets posted over there. Anyway, so we went to Maine, and it's like for those who are not from the area or have not been to Maine or anything like that. Portland, Maine, southern Maine, is a town right in the water that is in the last 10 to 15 years has just exploded as like a culinary and like beer center of New England.
Mm-hmm.
Every restaurant and almost every bar up there is just excellent. And because if you don't have an excellent establishment in that town, you'll go out of business instantly. But everything up there is just so good. Yeah, it has to be quality. It has to be really good restaurants. Like, and we go up there, and it's one of those things where we budget it out. Like, we know we're going to go up there and spend money on food and beer. And actually, I think we did Jay and Jack's Secret Santa a few years ago, and Chris got me a gift card to my favorite brewery up there, and I had forgotten to bring it up every year that I've gone up. And I didn't go up last year, so I got to bring it this year, and it took a chunk out of one of my tabs, which is really nice. Thank you, Chris. But got to go up there this weekend. It was just really awesome. We Had a great dinner on Friday night at a seafood restaurant, kind of like a touristy trap type place, but it was still very, very good. And then on Saturday, so I go up there with my buddy he's Irish. He's from Ireland. Like he wasn't born in the United States, so
so he likes his beer.
He likes his beer. But he also loves his rugby too. And I used to play rugby in college as well. So on that weekend, there's like a big rugby tournament, and there's Ireland is playing, England, Scotland was playing. So
all in Maine, Portland, Maine.
No, just on TV.
Oh, on the tube.
On TV.
Okay,
but it starts at like 8 o'clock in the morning because it's in Europe. So we get up, and like Saturday morning, I wake up, and I'm like, oh man, I'm hurting from the night before. So I have a decision to make. Like, do I just deal with it, or do I, the saying goes, the hair of the dog, right? So, he was already down at the Irish pub. Rira is the name of the bar. He's already there having his breakfast. I stroll in there around 10 o'clock in the morning, and I had my first drink of the day at 10 a.m. and it just started. That's the beginning, and I literally drank all day until 1 o'clock in the morning. Man. I know, but you know what? But it was one of those things where it was like perfectly paced throughout the entire evening, right? Or the day and evening. Because we, throughout the day, had these little pit stops where we went to all these great restaurants and had unbelievable food. But it's like everything up there is just awesome. Like, so you're always going to get good drinks, good beers, great food no matter where you go. One of my favorite restaurants up there called Eventide Oyster Company. You got to sit down and crush a bunch of oysters. I think I sent you guys a picture. You didn't give a fuck about it. No reaction. It's okay. But
I don't remember seeing it.
Yeah, I saw it.
Jack doesn't give a fuck. But anyways,
I don't remember seeing it. I mean, unless it's oysters with a guy with a big dick, I probably didn't look at it.
That's weird. But yeah,
you know what I'm talking about.
I know you're talking about.
I have no idea what these guys are talking about.
I have no idea what you're saying. But yeah, so it was a day of like just drinking, and we end up like, and every year we go up there, we try to go to at least one place we haven't gone to in prior years, and we chose like a Korean barbecue joint, and it was like mind-blowingly good.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm granted I had my fair share of edibles and beers throughout the day, but like I can still tell you that I would definitely go back there sober. So wonderful day, absolutely wonderful day on Saturday.
Sounds like a great time.
Yeah, well, I look forward to every year because it's just the kids we leave the kids at home, and our friends who go up there. So it's interesting. So it started off
with
what's that?
The kids are with somebody.
They take care of each other.
My in-laws took care of them.
Okay, I'm just you just said we leave the kids at home.
Yeah.
So fend for themselves.
I don't want you to get in trouble.
I know this has been kind of a longer story already, but like the origin story of this trip was in 2012, my wife was pregnant with my daughter, and it was like our last hurrah trip before my daughter was born. We went up to Portland, Maine, and got an Airbnb somewhere, right, and just hung out. Fast forward like 4 years later, for Christmas that year, I got my wife and I a trip to Portland at this nice hotel and spa. But unfortunately, there's a sad story part of the dip here, sad dip in the story, but it gets better. In between that year, in between Christmas and the trip, so I booked it for February vacation. My wife was diagnosed with cancer that year, right? Went through all the bullshit. So that year's trip, the one I got her for a Christmas gift, was kind of like our last hurrah before she's going into surgery and chemo, yes. Right? And then fast forward a few years after that, 3 years after that, it turned into like we're going up to Portland, and it's been opened up to more friends, and more friends go, and now it's like a fuck you cancer trip, right? So
yeah,
so it's been a really cool transition where it started off as just the two of us going to an Airbnb, right?
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't even an Airbnb at that time; it was whatever, a bed and breakfast of some sort. And then it's transitioned to this thing where we have a few different groups of friends that go up there, and we just have a fucking blast with being idiots without kids.
Well, the way you're selling it, you could probably get a lot of people to go because you're.
I
want to go now.
Yeah, you come on up, man. It's every year we do it. It's the week of February vacation week of some school, and it's usually the back end because it's like the last hurrah for my wife before she has to go back to work that week. So yeah, it's a great time. If you ever have any questions about going to Portland and me listening, email in. I'll tell you all the great spots to go to. It's a absolutely fucking delightful place to go to, and I highly recommend.
Did you give Nick some advice, and he didn't? He just said, "Fuck it, I'm not going."
That's correct.
Okay,
he did that.
I went to Portland, Maine with my dad a long time ago, back when I was probably 13, and he was single. So
it's a lot different now. I mean,
I'm sure we took a boat to Bar Harbor.
Yeah,
like from there. So
yeah. There's the old port is actually my hotel is right next to that harbor.
Oh, okay.
But it's interesting, right? Because even the state of that town from the first trip we went in 2012, before my daughter was born, it's a completely different place than it was then, even now. So every year it's just gotten better and better and better, and it's turned into like this foodie population. And
so somebody in the government was smart and got together and said, "Hey, we need to come up with a game plan to get people to come up here and spend their money."
Yeah,
right. Is that?
It's pretty much it, you know. And the ironic part is like I've actually never spent time there during the summer. I've only gone during the winter because of the timing of the original trip, right? So it's like,
sure,
I've never experienced what it's like. I can only imagine it's probably 10 times better when it's like beautiful out, you know,
or maybe busier though too. So maybe you're
true. That's true.
It's probably pretty cold up there, right? I would think.
This past weekend was actually very mild up here in the Northeast in general, and it's not much of a different climate between there and here. Portland, Maine is like only about 2 hours north of where I live. So yeah, it's like maybe 45 minutes north of the border.
I've never been to Portland, Maine, or Portland, Oregon, or any Portland city in America.
Been to both. Yep.
No, I haven't.
I lived near
Seattle.
Portland.
Yeah, I was confused.
Seattle. Well, Seattle and Portland are kind of like sister cities. And they also have their own rivalry too. So they don't.
Do they really?
Portland and Seattle.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. I mean, there's a bit of a rivalry too, you know, because Seattle's always so much bigger than what Portland is, but Portland, you know,
Seattle has Grey's Anatomy, so.
Well, and Portland has Portlandia. So.
Portlandia, that's true, yeah. Well, Portland has a basketball team still, and Seattle doesn't. But Seattle,
that is true.
Seattle got hosed on that deal.
Yeah.
It's like most cities where you lose your team, it's because it's like, how did we lose our team? But you know, I've been there, so it's like. But anyway, the Supersonics should have never. They were supported. Anyway, I'm not going to go to my soapbox.
I still root for Portland Trailblazers. Just, you know, I identify as because I lived across the border from Portland, Oregon.
So you're a Bill Walton fan?
I like Bill Walton.
Yeah,
I bet you do.
I bet you do.
I did when he was a free agent back in the day, and the Clippers were just 1 year. He was doing sit-ups at this health spa I was at, so I went next to him. Being a smart ass kid.
You trip over his teeth?
No, I didn't. He had a cast on at the time. And I'm sitting next to him. So I'm doing sit-ups. I'm like going, oh my gosh. Oh, if the Clippers only had a center. Oh, but free agency wasn't really free agency back then. I mean, so he does sign. So I take credit for him signing with the Clippers.
Did you talk with him at all? Or did you just have these offhand comments while you were doing sit-ups?
He just looked at me and laughed and said, he just kind of laughed and got up and walked away because I was just a snot-nosed kid. I was like 18, 19 maybe. Anyway, so the whole time going down. So I for the longest time, took credit for him signing with the Clippers. I go, yeah, look, if I don't do sit-ups next to him, he's going to sign with someone else. Now, when he signed, Portland filed a grievance against the Clippers because they didn't get any compensation because their free agency wasn't really free agency.
What if you were like a time traveler, like Quantum Leap? You like somebody leapt into your body just to like make you do this stupid thing. You know, like if we make this kid do this stupid thing, then
that could have been it. But no, I did a lot of stupid things like that. So I was a smart ass. But anyway,
watching a lot of time travel stuff.
So we lost Kermit Washington, draft choices, some other players, cash for Bill Walton. But we're saying, what's the big fucking deal? We got Bill Walton, who's one of the best basketball players in the game, right?
Huge deadhead too.
And he was born in San Diego. He's still in San Diego. He's a huge, you know, he's about San Diego. So it was, all right, this is going to turn the Clippers over the top. This is before we got Donald Sterling too, by the way. If you heard about Donald Sterling, we're so in professional sports history. So anyway, for the next, I think 3 seasons of the contract, Bill Walton played a total of 14 games because he had foot problems. So then he goes to Boston. I'm like, why is Boston signing this guy? becomes the sixth man of the year, wins a championship, another championship, and it's like I go, that only happens to San Diego. Only. So not only did we lose everything, and then after that, the owner of the Clippers said, you know what? Who had traded, he used to own the Boston Celtics. This is the worst trade in sports history. He traded the Boston Celtics for the Buffalo Braves and then moved the Buffalo Braves to San Diego. And one of the picks was he had to trade a first round pick to Boston, which turned out to be, Larry Bird.
Oh.
So not only did he trade the Celtics for the Buffalo Braves, moved him to San Diego because he was in TV and movies and wanted to be closer to LA. He traded. Somehow they had to throw in a pick, and it turned out to be Larry Bird. So when people say worst trade in sports histories, that has to be the worst trade in sports history.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, and then amazing. his son kept telling him not to sell the team because the NBA back then wasn't profitable. It wasn't like it is today. And he said, I just want to get out of it. And so he sold it to Donald Sterling, who is the complete worst owner in the history of professional, and tore the team apart, and it never had a chance. And then he always wanted to move it to LA. Sounds familiar with the football team we had. And rest is history. But he always regretted selling the team. I said, well, fuck you. Anyway. I used to go to a lot of games. I love basketball. Anyway, I got screwed. But that's my
that's your Bill Walton story.
Yeah, Bill Walton story.
I keep
retired guy says, I'm sorry, real fast, Matt.
Sure.
If Jack was a time traveler, he'd go back in time and give Spanos' father a condom.
That's awesome.
And sadly, it would be like you come back and somehow dinosaurs are ruling the United States.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, wait, they are. Hey,
I got that one. Yeah. Well, one just quit.
Yeah, sure.
Nobody should be in the Senate for 40 fucking years. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. No, it's too long. Just finished watching Quantum Leap. I hope they do a third season.
Oh, it got better?
I think the second season is like there's things that happen in the second season that I was really happy about, and I was really happy with the end of season 2. So it was
I'm gonna go back and start watching it again.
But before you do, you should finish the Orville. And
the last episode,
yeah.
Wait, second to last episode I watched was the one where the doctor falls in love with the robot or the AI.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, okay, this is getting to a point where it's kind of weird.
Yeah,
but
no, it goes into some different territories.
And the next episode is one where the guy, basically, they were saying, what are the guys that they're only guys, men?
Yeah.
And this man, he likes women. So the whole premise of the story is right around where, how could you think that way? There's something wrong with you. And so, anyway, I love how they put the political twist into these shows. And anyway.
No, it makes you think. It makes you think of like, oh, hey, what would a society like this find?
Yeah.
Chris, where are you at on your Better Call Saul watch?
I am on season 5.
Season 5.
Yeah.
So
the season of which I'm in, the episode that I'm on, I should say, is when Mike walked by the group of hooligans that he once got into an altercation with and got stabbed, and he woke up in some like random
place.
Place.
Like, where the fuck is he?
That's the episode that I'm on right now.
Okay, that's good.
So it's starting to get into a little bit of how. So we now have Saul. He's now changed himself to Saul Goodman, right?
Right.
And we're starting to see like
spoilers for Better Call Saul, by the way. So
right, took about 5 seasons to get him to get the name of the show. So he's starting to like begrudgingly be a part of the cartel business now because he's kind of got pulled in. There's one really cool cinematic. I feel like the cinematography of the show as the seasons got really fucking good. Oh, we lost Jack.
Oh, wow.
It got really, really good in the sense that like it's almost as if they were just really trying to telegraph things, right? Like so, like what was the thing that happened? Like he dropped his ice cream cone, right? Like it was like the ice cream cone like represented like his like success,
his joy and his success,
his joy, and he gets yanked from
life's
him,
going his way, and
and then like and it's like
what are you guys
next
talking about?
episode,
the ice cream cone.
And then, like, in the very next episode, it's like a callback, and like everything that just decimated. All the ants came in and like just destroyed it. So it was just a really cool representation of like him getting to that pinnacle of like he's like independent and like successful and he's happy doing what he's doing, and then shit hits the fan. Right,
they pulled me back in.
Yeah, and I just think they do a really nice job of filming the show. Like it's very very well done.
I'm glad
because it's like every first episode, like you said, like that episode where you're sitting there and you see the ant, one ant, and that's and it's like you're sitting there and you go, it's just amazing how they film.
I think the beginning, this is something too, like as I'm now furthest along. I'm in season 6, episode 10 or 9. I'm really episode 9. And there's a guest star in this one. I'm not going to give it away, but the guest star, it's like I could hear her voice, but then when I saw her name on the episode, I was like,
when I saw her naked, I thought that's what you're going to say.
No. But the opening, it doesn't matter where you are in the season. The opening to every single episode is so arty, and so sometimes it has everything to do with the episode, and sometimes it has nothing. And the way they approach it, it's just like they're just having fun. And I'm gonna watch Breaking Bad after this, but right now, Better Call Saul, like the Weights of Justice, I think it's slightly, I like it just slightly a little bit more.
Well, I think it's an extension of.
It is an extension.
Obviously, it's such a Breaking Bad, and I think
But it could be one of the best prequels ever.
Yeah, I mean,
like
Nick talked it up, and I was like,
and
it's actually like a phenomenal TV show.
Yeah,
like
the first season, the first season was kind of slow. It's a slow burn.
Well, the first 2 seasons, really. I think I made that reference. Like, I think season 3 is like the first time you get the moment.
Oh, for sure.
Or is that 4?
Sure.
I can't remember. But either way, it's such a huge buildup. And like again, you fall in love with TV shows because of the characters, right? Like I very quickly got all in on Saul and Kim. Kim Wexler.
Oh my gosh, we've raved about Kim.
He did go up, and because one of the characters says, "Oh, you okay, you went up a
respect." Yeah. She is just so fully formed and realized character, and I just, to me, and now being this far into season 6, it's like she's the heart of the show, and you worry about her because if you've watched Breaking Bad, you're like, where's she at? And it's kind of this nagging feeling as you're watching the show, like, oh, you better not do anything to Kim. You better not do anything to Kim.
Well, there's I think it might be season 5 or it might be season. I don't want to spoil anyone.
Don't.
Right. There's a flashback of her as a child.
Yeah.
And you understand. Okay, just that short little. That's how brilliant this show is.
Yeah.
It's like 5 or 6 minutes, and it shows you why she's with Saul.
Yeah.
And why she's making the decisions she's doing, and why she's doing.
But we never got
pro bono work.
We never gotten characters like that with like Skylar or
but you get. I mean, it's just again. It's not. It's like Lost would do 100 flashbacks to give us
They do it in one.
This is like 5 minutes, and you're like going, "Oh, she's with him because okay, got it."
Yep.
And they don't say it. They just show
They just show it, and that's what makes it beautiful.
What's crazy to me too is that it's their 45-minute episodes, right?
Yeah, sometimes 50.
Right?
Yeah. Right.
There are like 4 like big gun characters on this show, and they get to their story every episode.
Every episode.
And it's crazy how they can weave it together.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like
and
you're getting Batman Mike, right? You're gonna get Kim dealing with her shit on trying to spoilers, sorry.
Right.
Trying to like separate herself from Saul, Jimmy.
Is she?
Right, but can't and comes back, and then but
now we know the reason why.
But Jimmy's got all of his shit happening, and you're going through all that, and then you got like in season 4 or whatever it is, you're getting fucking what's his nuts, oh my god, Fring, Gus Fring. And like you get that, and then you get the whole like construction thing of the cook, the kitchen that they're building, and you're like, this is all fucking happening in 45 minutes. Like every episode's got so much shit in it.
I don't want
the episodes go by fast because
super fast,
and they always leave you. They always leave you like, I kind of want to. I just need to see the opening of the next episode, and then you watch the opening of the next episode, and it's this.
Like, fuck, I'm in for another episode.
It's just like this little poem. It doesn't even give you the answer.
No,
it's like you left on a cliffhanger. Guess what? We're showing you ants eating an ice cream cone.
Yeah.
So no, it's.
But you're watching going. Man, those ants are going to town on that ice cream.
We've been excited to watch the show. Hopefully, the listeners are excited to hear that we're watching the show. Maybe it's
Nick was right.
Check it out.
I mean,
Nick was. Don't tell him you said that out loud, though.
Yeah,
I can't. I had watched it at the same time. I think it started with him, but I stopped for some reason after season 3. I stopped. I mean, I think it was like a break before they would show it on Netflix. Whatever it was, because I didn't have.
Well, and there's been times
AMC?
where. Yeah, AMC. There's been times in which I didn't have Netflix even, and where
I just went, I'll catch up with it, and then I was like, shit, it's over.
Totally bingeable. Totally.
It's crazy bingeable.
Yeah, and
where are you at? Well, I don't. Do you know? Did you see the flashback of young Kim, Chris?
No.
Okay, then I won't go any further.
Yeah,
but it like I said. That's how brilliant this show is. Right there, you watch it, you go, her characters explain, and you understand everything because, like you're saying, she should be okay. You need to go, Kim. You need to go, Kim. You need to go, Kim.
Yeah,
and she doesn't, and now you know why. Because we love Kim. We like Jimmy. We like Jimmy, but we like Kim more.
The way that the show is framed too, there's not like the falling action can happen in the middle of the season. Where it's like, it's not like we're waiting till the very season finale. They'll have some big moments for the season finals, but you'll be in the middle of the season and you're like, oh shit's going down. Like
this episode I watched last night. It was like, I like that. I like that character.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. All right. Got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
But like you said, they didn't drag this thing out.
Nope.
They could have like most shows would have dragged that out until
But when they play it well. And I think it's like they know, like, hey, when we get to this is how it's going to be meaningful.
And it's really one thing has taught me from watching Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. I don't want to be a drug dealer. I couldn't handle it. I don't have to shoot people.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the gobs of money. I'm not gonna. The
gobs of money are really cool. So it's like,
I mean,
cash,
like
cash porn
in Breaking Bad, where he had the storage unit,
just
showed all the cash. I mean, that's pretty cool. But
it's a lot of faith in that storage unit, though.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to have to go through laundering it and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to buy a car wash or a chicken shack or a chicken shop.
Oh yeah, the car wash. I forgot about that. Yeah. It'll be nice to rewatch Breaking Bad after this because of it's been a while since I've seen Breaking Bad, so it's been a little it's a little it's like I remember characters.
Is it on Netflix too?
It's also on Netflix as well. Yep.
And maybe I got so many because we got Apple TV now.
Oh yeah. And you got Masters of the Air.
Masters of the Air. I and Nick was right about that too. I don't know if he was just joking, but something he said last week. It looks like it's. I mean, not 100%, but it was like, okay, he said something like that, and so fucking Nick, man. Before you got on, Chris, Matt thought it'd be funny to do a versus.
Yeah,
and so I came up with your favorite generals of the Civil War, and they'd all be generals from the North.
Dude, I'm picking General Kenobi. That's my favorite Civil War general. So that's
anyway, we thought about that, and
yeah.
But anyway,
he'd be so pissed.
well, Matt said, he goes, I'm only going to pick winners. There's a episode of MASH where 5 o'clock Charlie is trying to bomb this. They stored all these weapons next to a hospital, and every day at 5 o'clock, this guy in a old airplane drops a bomb, trying to hit the target, trying to hit the explosive, blow away. So they bet on all this stuff. The general comes down. The general's like going, "It's perfect. It's this perfect strategy. You put the bomb, you put all the explosives and stuff next to a hospital. We learned that from the Germans." And I think Hawkeye goes, "Oh, great! Now we're taking advice from the losers." Anyway,
that's good.
It's funny.
Fired up, man.
Fired up. But yeah, Masters of the Air is outstanding. I've watched the first episode of I'm drawing blank on For All Mankind.
Oh yeah, I could get back to that. I've completely forgotten.
And it's like there's 7 or 8 years, I think. Like I said, what I like is they start the episode and then they show what happens over time. You know, they always go, some is real and some is not real, how they go back and forth. And it was a good episode. It just takes you a while to get back into it. And you know,
I think Nick had said that. Like, yeah.
Again, Nick was right again. Nick.
Fucking smart dude.
Yeah. But I'm trying to finish Better Call Saul so I can go watch that.
Right. Sure. No, I've been meaning to finish the True Detective story. It's really hard, you know. Again, if you're not connecting with the characters, you don't care as much about the plot.
No, you don't.
And you gotta have characters that you know can connect with.
Characters matter.
They do. I mean, it's okay to have unique characters, but like some hook, some way in, or something that I don't know. I don't know what it is about.
Yeah, just don't like
putting two and two together for the whole. Like I mentioned before, like I think that my favorite shows are the ones of the characters that just you latch onto, right? Start with Lost and all that type of stuff. I think I may have just found the justification to my recent obsession with watching wrestling. I don't know if you guys have kept tabs on WWE wrestling or any of the wrestling federations.
Can I say something? Never.
Please, no. Oh,
never.
As a kid, I loved it. I loved it, and I will absolutely admit right now that I've got the bug again for like being.
I used to like roller derby.
Yeah,
and that was when I found it was fake. Kind of broke my heart.
I think that
derby's fake.
Yeah. I think that the whole like the business of like professional wrestling is like it blows me away. Like I get caught up on like in TikTok watching like miniature clips from like documentaries and stuff. So I'm like getting to hear all the stories about the behind the scenes of like the promotions and things they used to do back before WWE and then or F or whatever you want to call it. But then like how everything kind of like really got kick-started again in the 80s when the McMahon family like took over the world of wrestling and the business side.
He seems like a stand-up guy.
He's a piece of shit too. Like the stories that are coming out about that whole thing are awful.
Yeah. But
I've always been just like so fascinated with that industry and how the whole thing works. But that thing's built on characters. I've been watching for a few weeks now, and now I'm like invested in this character's development in this world that they're creating. It's a ton of fun to watch.
Didn't Rocky 3 help promote? Because you had Mr. T, you had Hulk Hogan. Wasn't Hulk Hogan in that?
Yeah.
Didn't that help promote wrestling?
I would assume it would. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think that was and then like that was like right when it started rising up, right?
Yeah.
In the 80s.
I'm just saying because you see Thunder Lips, who is Hulk Hogan.
Wasn't Stallone's mom involved with women's
female
wrestling?
Yeah.
Oh no shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She's behind the
Glow.
Glow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which I still haven't seen the final episode yet.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I liked that.
One of those shows.
Glow.
I love Glow. It was great.
Yeah, I understand. Sometimes you get to a show and you're like, I don't want to watch the last one, or you forget about it. Maybe
I didn't like the main character, the guy. He stole the podcast award.
Get the fuck over it.
No, sorry, I can't.
Wait, oh, you think you could be acting on screen with Allison Brie and pulling your weight?
Well, why not? I mean, he does it.
Some
hack podcast he had.
Okay.
Took our award.
Whatever.
The original Married Man show was up against an award against him. Okay. I'd never heard of the guy till then. Then he steals our award.
I don't think it was your award.
It was.
Uh-huh.
I was walking up on stage
to
collect it because I was so
and then grateful that you were nominated in the same category as someone.
That's nobody's.
By the way,
they want to win.
Inquiring minds want to know. Allison Brie, the nude shot in Glow. Like, is that a body double? Like, is that her? Like,
never saw it.
Okay, well,
I want to think it's
episode,
her. But maybe I will see it now.
I think your love of wrestling and characters, you might enjoy that.
You've never seen it? It's actually pretty good, except for the guy character. Can't remember his name.
Get the fuck out of here.
What's his name, Matt Treese? What's his name?
But anyways,
yes,
award stealer.
Been into it. I think it kind of got amplified when that movie came out, The Iron Claw. Which was, again, that's a phenomenal flick. I highly recommend it. Terrible story, terrible no, but like the story it tells is terrible. But it gives you like a behind the scene glimpse of like what that wrestling life was before WWF's, like all the regional like business, right? Like, divisions and stuff. But yeah, it's been so much fun to watch. The Royal Rumble was like a week and a half ago. I got to watch a Royal Rumble. Like, I remember being a kid watching the Royal Rumble, thinking it was like the best.
Royal Rumble.
And then WrestleMania is coming up in April. So I'm fully invested. I'm a fucking wrestling nerd now.
Well, does it make you happy?
Yeah.
Life is short, so fuck it. I still remember I was playing hockey and we're sitting there and all these guys on the team are talking. Oh, yeah. I finally turned around and go, it's fake. And they go, fuck you. I go, okay, fair enough. These are my teammates telling me to fuck off because I'm like, but they were talking like they were watching the Super Bowl or something. I go, it's fake. Did you see when he took his arm and said, I go, fucking losers. Anyway,
it's fake in the sense that it's not,
Well, they're really but it's scripted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
It's a lot of it is like
they know who's going to win.
Oh yeah, like they'll of course they do, but like it's just the way they execute it is it's fucking awesome.
That's all I'm saying. It's
like some of the athletic abilities of these people is the athletic ability of these guys blows my mind. Like watching them do the stuff that they do. Yeah.
No, and they do get hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
It's acrobatics too.
Right.
It's a lot of No, it's
like the big guy in wrestling right now. One of them is Dusty Rhodes. No, not Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes' son. I don't know if you probably remember Dusty Rhodes from like the 80s. He's like a big deal wrestler.
Dusty Rhodes
back in the day. Like his Dusty son, Rhodes, who's like our age, is or a little bit younger than us, is like the big main event wrestler now.
So he's just a little bit younger than me.
Yeah. No,
you said our age.
Well, I said us, like
us, the 40-year-olds.
I'm here.
I'm sticking in that.
Why don't you say like Matt?
And The Rock is back in the mix too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. John retired guy. Yeah, Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes, take me home.
Formerly Stardust.
You heard the guy saying, saying it's real to me.
It's real to me.
Well, yeah, he's on the show right now. I'm looking right at him.
Dude, it's so much fun to watch. I
don't criticize people who want to watch that stuff. I don't. watch it.
I'll tell you, a big impact on my attraction to watching it now.
Did you have the toys? Did you have TikTok, the wrestling toys?
Well, I mean, as a kid, I did. Yeah, I did. I mean, the mid to late 80s and early 90s wrestling was fucking amazing.
It was huge. Yeah,
it was so big. But yeah, I don't know. It's just
you mentioned Vince McMahon. I just had a question. Why does it seem like all these rich people and famous people have ties to human trafficking?
Dude, I don't know.
I mean, you look at Epstein's Island and what's going on there, and they had to know what was going on. Harvey Weinstein. I mean, they knew, yet they still gave this guy standing ovations and stuff. I don't
know. Well, side note, Chris, once you get done with Breaking or Better Call Saul, Glow, or even just check out the first episode and see, because I mean, if you're in the wrestling mood, it is really.
I like it. It's a really good show.
Yeah.
Again, except for that one guy.
And
Stephanie McMahon is beautiful, is she?
Is that where we have to take our commercial break, our second commercial break?
Nice.
I think so. Well, on that note, we'll just close the show out.
Well, I got a few more shows.
I kid.
Oh, okay. Cindy and I, because Cindy's now addicted to, well, she's rewatching The Crown on Netflix, which is screwing up my Better Call Saul time. But she said, "Oh, look at all these shows on Apple." I go, "Yeah, I've been telling you this for a long time." I go, she goes, there's so many shows to watch. I don't know what to watch. I go, "Yeah, I've been telling you this for a while now that we should get Apple and cancel some of these other ones." She goes, "Well, I can't do that because this show's coming back, and I can't do that because I go, I don't watch those." I go, anyway. But the other night she picked this show called Hijack.
Oh yeah, was it Idris Elba?
Yeah, and you can't go wrong with him, right?
Right.
And we started watching it. She goes, "You might like this." She started watching. Goes, I go, "What are you watching?" Of course, she doesn't. I always ask her, "Hey, do you want to watch this? I think you might like it." No, I'm not. That's probably not exactly how she says it. It's probably usually louder.
I mean, it's 35 years of marriage will do that.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I said, she looks at me and she goes, "Okay, I already started it, but I think you might like this show." I said, "Sure, I'll give it a shot." So we started at like 8:00, and there's only 7 episodes. We watched it. We finished it that night.
Oh wow!
It was that good and that intense, and it has all these twists and turns and stuff going on. And it really had it almost like 2 years going, okay, what would I do in that situation? I don't want to spoil anyone, but Idris is, I call him Idris.
You guys are buds.
Yeah, we're buds.
Me and Idris,
I can kick a soccer ball. I'm not like Jim.
I was wondering if we're going to get an Office reference to Idris.
You have to.
You have to.
And he's a pretty guy. I mean, let's face it.
Yeah,
sure. And I look, it's funny. I didn't realize he was English because you watch The Wire, and he has an American accent. And then when I watched, I was like, wait a minute.
Well, Luther is British, right?
And he has a Luther moment in the show because I always said, if you're watching the episode of Luther, what does he do? He does that thing with his hand. He does it on Hijack. I go, Luther, which I still haven't seen the final season of. But anyway, if you want good suspense and it was entertaining and it was like, okay, drama and what's going to happen next, watch Hijack.
Hijack.
Hi, Jack.
I got that a lot as a kid because people go, hijack to Cuba. Because there were a lot of hijackings back when I was a kid. I'm like going, that's funny.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
So bad.
Better Call Saul and the Orville is still good. And that's pretty much all I got.
Better Call Saul really likes their teeth brushing moments, by the way.
They do.
Yes.
It's like
I noticed that. Like, what is that about?
Yeah. I think it's just like a symbol of the everyday life and but also keeping clean, maybe.
I don't like Jimmy. Can I just say it? I don't like Jimmy's hair.
I like Jimmy's hair.
I don't like that part where I just do something. Get it. Put some hairspray on it. I don't like it. Again, it's another thing with Kim. Are we looking at the same guy, Kim? Are we looking at the same guy?
What do you see?
Am I right?
I think she saw Mr. Show back in the 90s, and she was like, "That guy's cute."
He's got a good personality. I won't. But come on.
I had to play just because I've been watching it.
The drug dealer was right.
I had to go back and watch some Mr. Show clips. So one of my favorite ones, all-time favorite ones, America Blows Up the Moon. If you haven't seen it, just Google America Blows Up the Moon, Mr. Show. Hilarious. So
America Blows Up the Moon.
Or Mr. Show, there's a change for $1. That's a really good one too.
Change for $1.
Yeah.
Change for $1.
Change for $1, mister. Oh, hey, update on my back, because I know everybody was worried about that.
Yeah, but, I haven't slept all week.
It was, I was trying. I was like, okay, if I can just get to the other side of this, right? Like it'll be better. And then I don't know. It was not. So I finally just did the thing that you need to do. Went to the clinic, saw a nurse practitioner, and she was like, they did an X-ray. So, and they, so nothing was wrong with my spine. I don't have any slipped disc, which of course,
good.
No compression on my spine. So everything's fine.
We stop bragging.
I have no problems with my nerves being pinched, apparently. Anyway, la-di-fucking-da. That's what Jack just did.
Why don't you just take my podcast award too?
I did. I called up Mark Maron, and he was going to actually gift me.
Mark Maron, that's the asshole.
No, but they gave me some steroids to help fight the inflammation. So I rushed my poop for this.
Reference joke of poop. Yes, that's true.
So did it work?
Yeah. I've been. This is my third day of the steroids.
You look bigger.
You look jacked.
I'm so jacked.
Your head is like this big now.
I know.
Yeah.
I was working so hard. I just cranked one drawing out. Like in one day.
I must draw this.
No, it's weird though, because it makes me more like I can tell the road rage.
The road rage,
like,
yeah.
Like
road
I'm just
rage,
like oh, for sure, it's a thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah. You do seem a little angry today, but I wouldn't.
I'm actually like happier though, because I don't have this pain. Like the pain is subsiding. She also prescribed me some muscle relaxers, which
yeah, now you're talking.
They gave me those. It didn't work. It just got.
I try to take them at night, not during the day. So I mean, that's what the edibles are for.
My wife's always get the heating pad. Get the heating pad. I go.
It just heating makes pad my and
back hot.
Yeah.
It just
Do you
have swass?
Yeah, it does.
Do you do cold and hot? Do you alternate?
She's trying, because I used to do that because I sprayed my ankles all the time.
Right.
It was hot, cold,
hot, cold. Yeah.
And it's just too far gone now. It just eventually you just have it's done.
There is a period.
Heat, like I said, I'm dying over here.
There is a period with a bruise. There is a period with a bruise. If you have a bruise, that you actually don't want heat in the first 48 hours, because the heat draws the blood to it. So you're just pulling that blood, and you actually want cold for the first 48 hours and not hot. And then after that, then you want to alternate that stuff. So
because she'll say, why don't you put something cold on it? I go, you give me your heart.
It'll 35 years.
Yeah.
35 years, and this is all I get.
You're so funny. I'll stop caring about you. Thank God. Yes. It worked.
I'm just gonna put that in the show notes.
I'm just kidding.
This is turning into a married man show.
No, I'm putting. I have a list of what we talked about, and I'm gonna put Matt bitches about his back, and then Jack
bitches about his wife.
It's going in there.
I can't lie.
I'm at 20 years. Coming up on 20 years. It'll be 20 in October.
Yeah.
And
I've been with my wife for 21 years. We've been married for.
See, I've been 38 years.
14 and a half years now. Almost 15
okay.
years.
14. Yeah. I think
I had to give a toast. My wife said, "Give up and say something." I go at the dinner we went to. I go, I had nothing prepared. I go, wasn't it enough? I said something nice on Facebook about you. So
I wish you happy birthday, damn it.
Yeah. So I got up and started saying something. I go, yeah, I'm gonna tell a little story. I said, well, we went to Vegas. That's where we got married, and I go, we already had Jay, part of the family. I go, and Heather, my oldest daughter. I go, you were technically there. So, I didn't know what to say. I'm just like, blah, blah, blah. And then she goes, tell the thing about, I guess I started telling this, and then she interrupts me and she tells the story.
Really?
I go, I don't know why I'm here.
I'm just imagining like your 40th anniversary. You're going to be like, okay, so,
I won't be able to stand up then.
Yeah. You're just going to be going down the line like, okay.
We'll be in a rascal.
It just continuously hot and cold, hot and cold.
I like the idea of you bringing up like the different sexual positions that you use to have like, well, we conceived you in the back of a blah, blah, blah. And we conceived you in this.
Heather was in it, most likely a jacuzzi. And so was my youngest daughter. So at different hotels.
I'm saying this is 40-year anniversary material here. You gotta.
Yeah. Okay.
You gotta really, because by that time their kids are going to be old enough that they're going to be like, Papa.
He taught us how to fart.
And now he's teaching us about sex. I didn't think sperm would live.
I realize it's only 5 years. Now, I think that's a little gross because the youngest is only not even a year yet.
I know.
So he wouldn't be 6.
Well, it might go over his head.
Should he be learning about sex?
Man,
at 6?
I don't know.
I mean, public school.
Better to
teaching that anyway.
They don't teach sex at 6. They're just trying to teach you how to fucking read.
I think they've given that up. They said it's easier to teach kids about
sex. Teach kids sex. It
keeps their attention.
Here's a banana, and here's a tailpipe.
It used to be see Spot run, see Jane run, see what was the kid's name? Jack, Jim, Jane run, Spot run,
Jack.
No, it wasn't. I don't think
Dick.
It was
Dick. It was Dick and Jane.
Yeah. See, Dick. So that's where the kids aren't paying attention. So they said, "All right, we're going to teach you about sex."
Right.
He goes, "Yeah." Because at least they're paying attention.
And that's where
it's easier on the teacher, right?
And that's where the band name Jane's Addiction came from.
I knew that.
No, it's not. I'm just making up fucking shit.
I knew that.
I knew shit that wasn't true.
Jane's Addiction. But wasn't there a rumor that that's what it came from or something?
No, I just made it up.
No, I've heard that. I've heard
are
that
you serious? Are you serious?
I swear
Jane's Addiction came from Dick and Jane.
I've maybe a comedian said it. I don't know. Okay. I've heard that before.
Yeah, it was Matt Eichhoff.
Googling it right now.
Oh shit! I've never said my last name on air. Damn it! Strike that from the record.
Okay, it never happened.
Yeah, no.
Where's Matt Treese?
I don't want to be prosecuted in a court of law. I've been seeing the backside of the underside of law now. And I'm kind of thinking that I could represent myself.
Well, you could bring a fake family with you.
Yeah, that's the key. So
yeah. I don't know what that references, but
what do we have any letters?
Emails? I don't know if I know the password anymore.
Well, aren't you logged in to the Google anyway to get to this?
I will look. I'm looking right now.
Okay. As Jack looks, let's ponder what Jack was thinking when he put the banana as Jennifer Grey from Dirty Dancing as his.
And I'll just want to say that's the original banana. It has had no work done.
It has no work. Okay. Nobody puts banana in a corner.
I'm just kidding. She can do whatever she wants. I'm not here to judge.
It's gotta be hard as an actress in Hollywood, to
I think an actor too, because you start getting old too, unless it's a young person's game. What's RCAD? What is it? What's the email again?
rcadcast@gmail.com.
Okay, thank you. I found it.
Send us your emails because that works.
Do you know the password?
I thought you were just already logged into it to get to
no.
The stream.
It's all by memory. It's just
perhaps.
So
if we just forgo it,
if someone were to
that. We'll just wait till Nick gets back to read your email letters.
So I have an update about Jane's Addiction.
Okay.
All right. So the band was named Jane's Addiction in honor of Perry Farrell's housemate, Jane Banter, who was their muse and inspiration. He was quoted saying, my girlfriend Casey and I were sitting in the car, Farrell recalled, and we started to think about band names. She threw in the idea of Jane's Heroin Experience. It was the original name of the band. I thought it wasn't vague enough. If you want to invite people in, you don't want to put heroin on your door. So they changed it to Jane's Addiction, right?
Gotcha.
His housemate.
Nice.
I swear
Thanks for the little music. The more you know.
I swear to God, though, a comedian or someone. It was maybe a TV show. No, I swear. No.
Oh, now Jack's gonna roid rage on us. Okay. Have you tried steroids for your back?
They gave me something like that. I don't know.
I feel like
the retired guy says email password equals nobody cares.
I tried.
Did you not read the title of last week's episode? If you're not listening, we don't
made
care.
my butt bigger, so I stopped.
Oh,
just one cheek.
Wait, our
don't
episode title is what last week?
I can't sit on the toilet level.
If you're not listening, we don't care.
That's what I said. That's why I said last week on Facebook when people were going about the different guitar.
Guitar.
Maybe you guys should read the title of the latest episode.
It looks like Prince is winning. So handedly.
Well, that was the J. So
that was not the J pick. By the way, Jay in the comments said that he wouldn't pick Prince because Prince would take over the whole band. So he was kind of like poo-pooing Prince.
You can't argue with
and
Prince
he was shining on Dave Goulet.
Dave Goulet.
Who is your pick, Chris?
I can't remember what my pick was. I'm being honest.
Well, you're not in last. I don't think. I'm going. Almond Joy's in last. Here.
Almond Joy. Oh yeah, Almond Joy. Let's see. Let's give a because listeners can clearly still vote on this thing that we don't do. Oh shit, that was the other one. Damn it, that's gonna take me forever to find. All right, scrolling right along. There's a big banana. Oh, and Sherry's been advertising Ronin, or Shogun, which I'm very curious.
I've heard really good things about.
Yeah, I've heard it's a great show, so that might be on my list too.
Last place is Dwayne Allman, and then David Gilmour that's
Gilmour.
Yeah. And that's who Jay would have he was shining on, and Eddie Van Halen is in third or second, and then Prince. I don't know how many people. 72 votes, but I can't seem to break it down there. So
I'm looking up the Dick and Jane thing, but I can't.
So go ahead and start thinking about your greatest singer or who you want singer for.
Well, it looks like you're going last, Matt.
I know.
I'm going second to last.
But I went last time, and I pulled out what could be a win unless more people jump on this Facebook group page. And,
Matt Treese is finally here.
Just
got back
from seeing Dune 2.
Really good.
Want to see Dune.
Really loud.
Really want to see it.
I think I'm going to have to rewatch Dune before I see this one. Yeah. I didn't love it.
Here's the thing. The first part is more setup, and the second part, that is like, to me, that is like one of my favorite parts of the Dune story is Paul becoming Muad'Dib, and that whole transition.
Wasn't Paul the walrus?
So the walrus was Paul.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
I knew that.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
what I'm curious about is like, are they going to let him do? Is it going to be a trilogy? Is there going to be the third part? Because from my understanding, if there was a 3-part, then the third part would take on parts of.
So it's definitely better than the
Messiah.
original, is what you're saying.
Me? Do I think it's better than the original?
Yeah.
I mean, that's hard because I have like a personal fondness for that movie. Even if it's a pile of garbage to other people, I still enjoy.
Hey, stick to your guns. So, you're on roids. You're roided up.
We're all roided out. Well, in the
people's ass.
The director's
you don't like my opinion?
Matt and his affinity for Dune has been a mainstay of this podcast for years.
The 80s Dune, like the director's cut, the 4-hour cut, where you've got like, basically Jean-Luc Picard playing his space guitar. I like that. I like the full 4-hour kind of experience, but it's hard to tell that story in a 2-hour setting because the book itself has movements. And so I think the first part of Dune is really politics and setup. It's like watching a prequel movie. You're like, oh, I didn't realize we were going to get Senate hearings on this and I got to do homework. God, who the fuck are these people?
And some of the senators that were asking the questions are still in the Senate now.
I think so. I think I remember seeing them in the original Dune with a flat floating blob guy. Yeah. So, anyway, Dune 2. Looking forward to seeing it.
Said, "Hey, he will turn in next week as well. Is it Thursdays usually?"
Yeah, we are usually.
If you disgruntled, if you just subscribe to our YouTube channel,
oh, nice, active,
you will get notified when the show is going to air.
Boom!
You don't even have to ask; it just pops up.
Because sometimes there's a scheduling conflict, and we got to go on a different night.
Sometimes we have to. Okay,
hey, somebody's not
life
showing
happens.
Up. Sometimes, yeah. Tell me about it, gents.
Hey, gents. Fuck you.
Sorry, Jess. I'm going to be late. You're the only person. I'm not criticizing you.
No.
Again, if that's what you stick,
it's
I
okay.
get it. But
I was just
I've
really
never heard
worried.
Anybody under.
I was so worried tonight. I was like, he's going to text
saying
us
that, using that as a. It depends on their poop schedule.
Hey man, tonight was a time crunch. I was a little bit later than I thought I was going to be getting home.
Hey, but you got it all out in time.
Had to take care of business before I came down here and talked to you assholes.
Let me ask the listeners. Let me ask: are you enjoying the banana theme?
Yeah, I'm in. Now.
I love it.
Okay,
I love it. That's why I would
definitely.
not take over.
I just realized I was Dirty Dancing though. That's fucking amazing.
I was just talking about Jennifer Grey.
Yeah, that's why I said that's why the banana needed. This is the original banana. She didn't. It didn't get any work.
I didn't realize that just now.
It literally says "Dirty Rcad."
I didn't get it.
Patrick Swayze holding the banana.
It's
maybe it's the gummy. I don't know.
Jackson Glaffelter watches the RCAD every week.
Oh, that's
Thank
nepotism.
You, Jackson.
That's
I
nepotism.
Appreciate that.
Take that out of here. So I will just say that maybe it's the edible that you didn't put 2 and 3 and 5 together.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
It probably was what it was.
Well, I guess it should be better. It should be in the center because I'm blocking it too.
Well, it's
you were sitting in front of that for the majority of the episode. I didn't see it when it was
Dirty
going.
RCAD.
It's weird because I don't hear the Dirty Dancing song. When I see it, I hear "Love lift us up where we belong." I don't know why. It's a different movie.
I was gonna say that's not in Dirty Dancing.
No, that's Officer and Gentleman. I think
it's my wife's one of my wife's favorite movies. I go, it's okay. I go, but it's all right.
Yeah, I mean,
I like Patrick Swayze, but
sure.
I would have put Baby in the corner. Just stay there.
It's a classic flick, though.
Yeah. I mean, we all learned to dance to that.
John asked, we're trying to get, why is the banana wearing gloves? Because this was the only banana I could find that had its arms going that wasn't blocking Patrick Swayze. Seriously.
The amount of show prep and production that Jack puts into his artwork is pretty incredible.
And notice that the banana had shit itself. We found that out because the lift was so scary.
It was a little poop hole at the bottom there. Yeah. So That's how we started this. That's how we started this episode out. Talking about farts.
Matt, I didn't even notice the poop.
Well, I mean, there is that thing.
That's a scary. You see it on videos all the time where people are trying to do that lift.
Yeah.
And they drop the girl and smacks her head first.
Yeah. I just imagine like that there's some doctor that's had to deal with a collarbone injury due to this. As someone who's had a collarbone injury, I just think, you go to lift the girl and then she goes right over you. She falls on her collarbone, broke her collarbone. It's after the wedding, so you're not having sex. So good on you, man.
Yeah. There was a pairs team skating.
I have a whole story involved.
That was brooding up there. Where would that come from?
It's steroids. It's steroids.
The goddamn roids, dude. You're right.
Do not have sex because you're trying to do the
there was passion and pain behind that story, man.
There was personal side here.
Okay.
One of the times we had our wedding anniversary. Okay. It was, it's like it's the wedding anniversary. It's your wedding anniversary. Yeah. Okay, so you're kind of like, hey, tonight's gonna be the night
because it's the anniversary. You got to do something, right?
It's like you're gonna. And what happens? I fall down the stairs, and I hurt myself pretty bad. And it was just like, well, guess we're not having that.
Talking about someone falling down the stairs in my entire life.
I mean, you slipped in a pile of shit. Mine.
This is way better.
I got cock blocked by my own stairwell.
No sex for you. Was it boom?
No, it was more of like a foomp, bam, kind of like a, and then.
Did you fall on your dick? Is that what happened?
No, I fell on my right elbow and, somewhere around my coccyx region.
What anniversary was this? Because I'm going to say if it's like the first, it's like the second one.
No, it was.
You're still young enough and horny enough that you would fight through the pain.
It was.
Am I right?
It was on the table. It was going to happen. Okay.
I know, but I'm saying if you were younger.
I was younger. It was probably like 10 years ago.
Yeah, but okay.
So,
she pushed it past the stairs.
No, because she was pissed too.
I'm tired.
She was just like, well, there goes my evening. So
I'm saying though, if you're younger, you fight through the pain. That's what I'm saying. As you get older, it's like,
yeah, sure.
I catch tomorrow.
Okay, well, I was in my 30s, so
I'm saying though, if you're,
I would have,
new relationship. If it's new and it's exciting,
it's fresh and fun.
There you go. That's what
so
she pushed you down the stairs.
She did not. It's my fucking socks.
Now, did you just mess a step?
Yeah, it's like I caught the edge. Like our basement steps have a rounded edge to them, and I caught
a bevel, if you will,
but not a bevel that would keep you in place. A bevel that goes whoop. Like here, I can draw it better than I can.
It's not OSHA certified.
Yeah, so it's like, it's not, and we didn't have grippy pads on them, and I'm kind of known for missing.
Oh, so it wasn't carpet; it was wood.
Yeah, it's wood. Yeah, no. So like the stair step is kind of like this, right? This is my
foot. Pretty quick.
That's a fucking phenomenal diagram of a foot slipping off a stair.
Yeah.
There you go. That's how it happened.
You can give it like a bell bottom.
I'm taking you to court. And have you do the artwork.
That would be too. I get. So as an artist, you get too tight. You get too like, it's got to be this way, and you can't like, so you have to kind of like widen in your scope and allow for and then you come back in and focus.
But that drawing you just did in like 30 seconds was better than I could do in 30 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
I mean, seriously. I mean, mine would come out.
It.
Plus, I'm old. I got shaky. I'm shaky now though too. So.
Oh, that kind of shaky. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying.
You just jerked off the banana.
Why do you think it's smiling?
It's either that or you're playing a really tiny violin.
Yeah, it didn't fall down the stairs.
See, those who are listening at home right now and not watching this, that must have sounded really fucking weird.
You miss a lot. You miss a lot if you don't see the live.
You should come and listen to us every week.
Yes,
please
maybe
do
Thursdays.
Like the disgruntled guy. He's a
convert apparently.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
I was starting to talk about.
You
were saying about falling down and accidents and the whole thing. Well, if you ever watch figure skating, like pair skating is dangerous because you're picking someone up and you're falling on ice.
And they have blades.
Now there was rumors one year. This young pair team was out there and they weren't getting along.
Oh,
that was the rumor. And
okay.
He was spinning her and let go.
Somebody's not having sex tonight.
As she slid across the ice and slammed into the boards, I think she ended up broke her arm. I think.
Geez.
I was there and I was like, "Oh my God, what happened?" He goes, "I just lost control of her." Now, rumor came out later on that he was mad at her and let her go on purpose. Now, it couldn't be proven because
Better Call Saul.
Yeah, Better Call Saul. I would call Kim. Crazy. Kim would be a better.
Yeah.
She'd get you off.
Yeah, she would.
She has.
This girl said, "I've never said I apologize. I'm old, and when I say guy, I know I'm not supposed to anymore. I just said guy to girl or."
I got a Gen. What is the current Gen? I don't know what the current Gen. No,
Z.
Z, is it Gen Z? I guess I got a pass from my Gen Z students because I make that mistake. I say, "Hey guys, let's do this," and I just use guys. And I was told that guys is a general description for anything. You could call a group of apples guys. You could call a group of
really.
Yeah. So they
don't have to apologize anymore.
They were very much of the mindset like. Because I even was like, hey, I don't mean to say this. It's just my old kind of brain. And they're like, we don't care, whatever. Like we call everybody guys. We call a bunch of girls guys. We call blah, blah, blah guys. I was like, okay, so guys is a lot more universal than what I thought. If we say guys and we offend you, we apologize. But it's like my granddaughter. It's not our intention of putting any type of gender to anything. It's just a general term, I think, is how we
exactly. I've been saying it since I was like, I'm pretty old, so I've been saying it. It's hard. I've changed a lot of. I've stopped a lot of stuff because I see where that is offensive. Right. And I can't say that anymore.
Yeah, only British people can call cigarettes that.
Exactly.
Jesus.
I remember when I first heard that, I went, "What?
What?" And they still do it. I love it that they make a joke about it on Ted Lasso. They're like, "Yeah, with that." It's just like, what?
Yeah, come on, man.
Come on.
But my granddaughter, I have 5 grandsons. Hey, here she gets mad. I am not. Oh, I fucking froze. I am not a buddy.
Oh, I fucking froze. You just sound like you're at the McDonald's drive-thru for there.
We got part of it. We got part of your order. So,
okay. She says, Jubilee, "I'm not a buddy. I'm a princess." Because I call her baby. Actually, I call her baby, and the rest, hey buddy, because I can't remember their fucking names. I'm getting their names wrong all the time, so it's just what it is.
It's tough that when you're teaching and you have like these names, they're just kind of floating around and you're like, I need to remember your name. And you're pulling that out of your ass at the last second. You're like, oh yes, I did.
Well, the 2 youngest are Jackson and Ashton. And I'm constantly calling Jackson Ashton.
Oh.
And of course, my granddaughter, that's her brother. It is not Ashton. He is Jackson. We call her the judger. She's very judgmental. I mean, she comes by it honestly because her mom's that way, her Gigi's that way, her both it's a long line of
judges.
Judges. So we call her the judger, and she just goes, like she'll tell you if she doesn't like the way you look.
Oh,
like
here come the judge.
Cindy got a tablecloth with Easter on it. She goes,
yeah.
She goes, oh, this is different. And I guess she said it looks like Kleenex. And so Cindy's like going, so you don't like it? She goes, eh.
Have I got a show for you?
She's 5.
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I don't know. That's just who she is. She goes, no, I don't know. I told you the time Cindy had red pants on. We're picking Cindy up at work, and she goes, Gigi, what are you wearing? She goes, pants. She goes, I don't like them.
Like, God,
wow, geez.
Well, you got to nip that in the bud. Cut that out.
I didn't stop with it's part of the tradition of the Cindy's side of the family and my side of the family. The women are very judgmental, and not all of them. Don't want to lump them up. Some of them are, and they're very stubborn and very,
The weird turns this show takes, especially towards the end, is like
mind-blowing. The last thing I had written down here was Jack bitches about his wife. So I need to make some more addendums here to what we talked about.
Jack bitches about his daughter, and Jack bitches about his granddaughter.
Well, I'm in trouble. This might be my last podcast, people.
So you cannot even let them know you recorded tonight. If this gets out, you're fucked. Like this has to go down.
Someone's going to go on Facebook and tell Cindy, you got to listen to the latest podcast.
You should listen to what your husband said. You are so fucked.
Yeah. I think she accepts it. And I'm not even really drinking either. I had a little bit of vodka and Gatorade, but that's all I had.
Nice.
That's all I had alcohol-wise.
Nice.
We're out of the alcohol, but I've got this muscle relaxer calling my name. So
nice.
At least it calms down your road rage.
It does, yeah. Except it's when I'm sleeping, so go figure. So I really don't like how groggy it kind of makes me feel. Like I'd rather just take an edible or something.
I did take those years ago.
Yeah. Well, and then you're going in and you're like, look, I'm not here for drugs, but just what can you do to help me? And then they're like, here you go. And you're like, oh, thanks. I hope these are non-habit forming.
And I just found out I went to my blood doctor again, and I have to get another iron infusion, and I have to also get another colonoscopy. Well, she was pissed because she walks in, and the first thing she says to me, she goes, "You didn't schedule your UI." I go, "Well, I forgot." And I did. I just forgot about it. But anyway, so I put that top on my list, but I got to go get another.
I think
sit there for 4 hours. They pump iron into me.
I think, and if I'm not mistaken, I think folic acid helps your body maintain the iron, or there's some connection with folic acid and iron. Maybe I'm thinking that they come in the same foods, but I thought that there was something about folic acid that it helps your body regulate or maintain your iron. So
yeah, they're trying to figure out.
You're like, whatever, fucking.
Well, I have to take these pills for blood clots, and I go, but that's part of the problem because it makes you bleed. So it's like,
yeah.
So I'm like going. So I told her I was supposed to take this one twice a day. I said, I've only been taking it once a day because it cuts down on the bleeding. And she's looking at me. She goes, Min. I go, she goes, you have to take it twice a day. I said, okay, all right. Because I had the other day, I was putting my granddaughter in the car and I had a muscle spasm right where her blood clot was. I'm like, okay, I'm starting to think, okay, maybe I should have been taking those fucking pills. Because I'm thinking, it's how you get those cramps.
You could just set a timer on your phone, so you could remind yourself to a regular alarm.
I don't forget. I just don't because I was in certain situations.
Okay.
But she what did she say? I forgot what to say. Anyway, she said that once you've had a blood clot, there could be damage in the veins in the area, and that could just be. It's not your blood clotting. It's just that it's weak veins. I don't know what she was saying. I was like, okay,
weak. Okay,
I wasn't dying.
Okay, well,
I really don't want to die out in front of people. So,
Because I mean, if something happens to you, Jack, like I don't know how this podcast is going to go on.
Well, I think you'll have to go back to being the producer. So you're purpose. You're going to come down here and drive me to the doctor.
I did not realize that this was a life.
That's like, I got your copay, Jack. It's on me.
It's on me.
Don't die. Not that you care about me. You just don't want to be the
highest level of Blue Cross Blue Shield for you, buddy. It's the patron money's not even
looking at the nursing homes that allow audio setups. Like, you know,
I'm in a coma. You'd still want me to put the stuff together.
Well, I just put a little bell there. You could just go ding 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 ding
ding ding ding ding ding ding ding.
Oh man. Good shit.
Again, if you're watching that, we're not making fun of people. It's from a TV show.
It's from a TV show. We're not making fun of people with bells.
It's okay. I'm not running for president.
Even if you are, I think these things would go
fast.
That's true.
Anyway, do we have to put another commercial break in? Or are we good?
I don't know. I mean, we have 2. Isn't that enough, or do we have to have another?
Enough.
Okay.
Anyway, let's wrap this thing up because it's already 11:15.
Oh Jesus!
And
Mary and Joseph. It makes it better if you say all, you know.
Mother Mary and Joseph. Jesus Christ, where was I at?
You're closing up the show.
Okay.
You want to thank some patrons, including Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus has become a patron.
At the highest level.
Highest level.
It's basically keeping Jack on the show.
He is. He's without Jesus, we'd be nowhere. We'd be nowhere. He gave his life for this podcast.
Chris is just all cringe right there now. Like
Chris is like, I'm a Catholic. I can't make jokes like this.
I'm not even.
Yeah,
well, you were brought up Catholic.
I couldn't give 2 fucks about religion.
You gave up being a Catholic for Lent, right?
I gave up being Catholic for
pedophiles.
The age of reason.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Okay.
If you are Jesus out there and you're listening to us,
thanks, JC.
Just forget us if we said anything. You
know.
Fuck.
Oh, anyway, want to become a patron? Go to jayandjack.com. Click on the little button, become a patron, and you just zoning out.
Thanks for everybody that joined us live. We do appreciate everybody that joins us in the chat.
Thanks to vodka and Gatorade, I don't think.
It's old age. That thing. It's old age. I'm telling you, it's happening. I'm slipping, and I'm disgruntled. If I said guy and that offended you, I apologize. If you are a guy and not a guy, it doesn't matter to me. We just like listeners. So anyway,
what about those patrons, Jack?
Become a patron. But right now, we're going to thank 4 patrons that have reached a certain level. It's Edgar Rickner Glaffelder, Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne with the Plan, and Ed, the creepy, poopy letter carrier. Thanks for what you do, and thanks for everyone who joins us in the chat. We couldn't do it without you. Thank Matt Treese for showing up late when I had so many questions early on, but that's okay. That's okay.
And thank you
have a life too.
What do you call it? During the show, listener. Viewer,
yes,
I am disgruntled. Welcome.
I am disgruntled. We're happy to have you, and we'll probably be here next Thursday, and with a new banana theme.
Likely,
new banana theme, new week.
We're not sure if Nick Fan Favorite will be here or not. He said it's 50-50.
But if he does, you don't want to miss out because we're gonna have the next verses for the singer for our fantasy band. And guys, I gotta think. Right now, I'm thinking who is in my band. And who do I want to be singing for this? Because I'm thinking, how do they all gel together? When would this happen? Like, am I just pulling them out from the dead?
And egos too, because I got Eddie Van Halen, who has a ego.
I got Prince and Paul McCartney, but But,
well, would Prince? He's so shy. Oh, he was so shy. I keep forgetting he passed away. But how would he interact with the rest of the band? Because like
he wouldn't need the rest of a band. Like
I'm thinking in terms of like, how do I get into Prince's psyche as to like why he would even be doing this? He's a big, huge Joni Mitchell fan. So like if Joni Mitchell was his singer, he'd be like, I would do that. I would play for her, and I could see Paul being like, hey, why don't we record at my place? We got a little pad here. By the way, Keith Moon just showed up. Is going to be hanging with us. So whoever, I just keep thinking of these different musicians anyway. So it'll be fun.
Joe Cocker would be good.
So tune in next week for that.
Tune in next week for that. So
well, maybe, because we don't know if Nick's going to be
here.
Maybe.
Yeah. Or the next
or
week
maybe.
Who knows?
But anyway,
pull this puppy over.
Another fun night. That's all we got. Hasta luego and goodbye. Great show, kids. 1 in a million.
We love you, Cindy.
Keep on dirty dancing and putting that baby in the corner. Wait, who did you say?
I said we love you, Cindy.
Well, now it's going to look bad that I didn't say it. Thanks a lot, Chris. Jesus Christ.
We're still